Alright, hey guys, and welcome back. As this week I wanted to take another look at Pac Man. Developed by Namco in 1980, Pac Man, or otherwise known as Puck Man, became a smash hit in arcades all over the world, with Pac Man being the first video game character with a name and story that would lead to him becoming a celebrity. One of the many rumors behind the idea for Pac Man's shape came from the idea that one of Namco's developers who saw a slice missing from a pizza. Well, regardless of whether or not that story is true, there's no denying the phenomenon that Pac Man became. The arcade game was so popular it was even blamed for the coin shortage in Japan and America in the early 1980s. Pac Man soon made his way to the airways with his own Saturday morning cartoon, and you can even have breakfast with the Yellow Ghost Gobbler as Ralston released a Pac Man cereal, and Chef Boyardee came with its own line of Pac Man pastas, so you could even have lunch or dinner and chow down Pac Man style. With so much excitement around the arcade game, it wasn't long before home versions began hitting store shelves, and the most prominent version was made by Atari. Selling over 7 million copies and being the Atari's best-selling game of all time, gamers were excited to get what they thought would be a home version of the arcade game to play right at home. Unfortunately, the game didn't resemble the arcade at all, and is mainly credited for Atari's downfall and the video game crash of 1983. Video games aside, Pac Man still kept on powering through. There were tons of toys, board games, school supplies, and other Pac Man collectibles and merchandise to munch on, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. Alright, hey guys, so I know I've taken a look at a bunch of Pac Man toys and stuff before, but here are some different ones that I've never taken a look at before, and I've got a wide variety of ones to take a look at today, so let's check everything out. So first off, I have this really cool Pac Man Gumball Machine. Now, I'm not sure who this is actually made by. Let's see. Superior Toy Company. Don't see a date, but probably between like 81 and 83. And this would have been like a little bank gumball machine that you would have had. And you would have had a little slot. You'd have put the coin in there. And then you would just put the coin in, move the handle over, and a little piece of little gumball would pop out the side there. And there's some really nice artwork on this. I love the big smiling Pac-Man face. You got that old school Pac-Man logo, which I always think is really neat looking with the feet and all of the ghosts and everything. I like the blue color. So this is just a really fun, interesting little toy. Now I had a gumball machine, not a Pac-Man one, but these were pretty common when I was growing up, where you'd see these little plastic gumball machines that would have different characters on them all the time. So these were definitely a fun little thing. And yeah, this is really cool. I think that's a really neat little Pac Man gumball machine. Very cool. And now this is something I did have growing up, because unless you actually grew up in the early 80s, you can't understand how big of a deal Pac Man actually was. That was the first video game I ever played that we got on our Atari 800 XL system, so I was lucky enough to play the 8-bit version of that. And this is something that I had. I had this exact, I don't know if this is the same one, I found it at a flea market, but this was the exact little Tomy game that I had when I was growing up. And really, this is pretty hard to find, pretty unusual, and it has the instructions on the back here, which are pretty, you can't really read what it says anymore, but all their games had that like that. If you check out my Tomy Pocketfuls reviews that I did. But really nice logo here. You got the Pac-Man logo, and then you got all the little ghosts, although I don't think that one's supposed to be yellow or green. That's weird how they're all just different colors. I don't know if this was officially licensed. I would think that it would be. Yeah, let's say Bally Midway on there, so I guess this was licensed, but really odd. It's almost like they were trying to avoid copyright, having the ghosts different colors. And now what you do with this is you take all the little marbles, and they get loaded up in the top here. And then you just get them all. You want to get 4 loaded up at a time. Oop. Let's see if we can see this here. And then you drop them down. Then you move Pac-Man. And it's kind of like you're playing Plinko. And you want to try to catch them as they fall down. Oop. So yeah, it's very simple, but it's a fun, creative little game, and really neat, I think. I know I had a lot of fun with this growing up. Oh, yeah, one stuck there. Ah, got it. Ah, it's hard. But yeah, this was fun. I had a lot of fun playing with this growing up. And a really cool, neat little toy. It's always neat to see the different things that they came out with. This was so much Pac-Man stuff. It's crazy. So to see this oddball stuff is always really fun. And now these, everybody probably remembers these. These were very popular. I believe these were also made by Tomy. And these were the little wind-up Pac-Man toys. And now growing up, I only had this Pac Man one. And they're really fun. The Ghost one I didn't even know about. I believe that's Blinky, I think. I didn't even know about till much later on. I didn't even know there was a Ghost Man, a little Ghost Pac-Man wind-up toy. I just knew about the Ms. Pac-Man and the Pac-Man. They're really fun. They got the arms and the feet, which are really cool. And then when you open their mouth, you got a little orange ghost inside. And you got Ms. Pac-Man with her eyes and eyelashes and lipstick, her red high heels, and of course her red bow on top. And she has a blue ghost on the inside. And then we have a little red ghost here with his eyes that kind of move back and forth. And he moves like up and down as he's moving around, which is really fun. This one might be my favorite or second favorite aside from Pac-Man's. Let's give them all a quick wind up. Let's see how well they're going to work. You know, they don't always move the best. There we go. They move a lot faster than I remembered them. Just let him wind down a little bit. And then we'll do this Pac-Man here. Ah, they're all going crazy. And finally, let's do Blinky. You can really see him chomping away there, this Pac-Man. I don't know how well his spring works. I don't know if his spring does work. He might not work, actually. No, I thought he did. I guess he doesn't work. Oh well, but you kind of get the idea, like, his, you can move him around manually, and you can see, like, his eyes moving back and forth. Looks very paranoid. So that's cool. That's all the little Tomy wind-ups. And then these were a really big line that Coleco had, because they didn't just have all the tabletop versions of the games. They also had a large line of, like, Atari and video game related vinyl PVC figures. So we have Pac Man in like a top hat with a bow tie and a cane, and I think I'm supposed to have another Miss Pac-Man somewhere. I might not know where she's at. She's like in a wedding dress, and then you have this Pac-Man here with the wings, and he's like praying. So this is probably like after you get gobbled up by one of the ghosts and you lose a life. And then, of course, we got Ms. Pac-Man here waving. She's in her high heels with her bow and lipstick and everything, looking fantastic. And then we got this cool Blinky. Look at how spooky he looks. He's got that angry face with his arms raised, looking like he's going to, go after Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. And they're really fun. These things are really fun to collect, and there's a whole bunch. I did another video on these. If you check out my Coleco Toys review, with like they did Donkey Kong, Q-Bert, like you name it. Like they did pretty much any classic arcade game you can think of, they did. So we'll put those guys back there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed
taking a look at more of these crazy, wacky, awesome, super fun Pac Man toys that I have from back in the day. Like I said, Pac Man was a huge thing for me growing up, and pretty much anybody if you're growing up in the 80s. Pac Man was just, it was larger than life, and there was so much merchandise made for it. It was ridiculous. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed checking out this cool vintage Pac Man stuff with me today, and I will see you guys back here next time.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time!